One moment, I'm almost set up here. We had a long weekend, so I am still kind of resetting from, I guess, the long week because we had Friday off because it was 4th of July. And then, yeah, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So it was a 3-day away from work, so still resetting. Okay, I think
Okay,
we're good to go with YouTube. Yeah, thank you
perfect.
to
I will watch
everyone
the
that's
chat.
here. I do see some new names today. For those that are rejoining us, hello, welcome back. I do see some new names, so if you've never joined us for a webinar, me and Violet can just quickly introduce ourselves and kind of explain what we do during our pre-arrival sessions. And this should be a fairly straightforward and quick session, but again, we will have time at the end of the webinar for any questions that you may have. My name is PJ Gurung. I am the Assistant Director for Strategic Communications and Recruitment here at the KIC. I am originally from Nepal, and I have been in the US for a little bit now. A lot of my work primarily centers around all of our pre-arrival communications that go out. So when you get accepted, your acceptance letters, setting up the pre-arrival webinars, social media, all of that good stuff and a lot of other stuff, but these are just what come to me at the top of my head. I'm very excited to welcome you guys because I know how scary and overwhelming and this experience might feel like just going abroad or even going to your visa interview if you haven't done your visa interview yet, which is probably why you're here. So hopefully me and Violet can kind of talk to you about some strategies, tips, and tricks to help you feel a little bit more at ease and prep you for your visa appointments. Violet?
Hi, everyone. My name is Violet Kind. I'm the International Enrollment Coordinator, and I feel like my voice is still adjusting to the weekday or the work week as well. But anyway, I primarily work with prospective students and help with the enrollment prospect or process. We're still waking up. But yeah, so if you have any questions or have emailed us before or called in, there's a good chance that I've talked to you. I see some familiar names in here. Welcome. We're really excited to have you here for our fall semester, which is already next month. Can you believe that? Yeah, I hope everyone's feeling excited. I'm sure you're feeling a lot of things about it. But yeah, we're really excited to have you here. And I did see a comment on the YouTube chat about sharing the Zoom link. You can find the Zoom link in your international portal. So head there. It should be right on the first page when you log in. You might have to scroll down a little bit, but that's where you can find the link to join us for the Zoom um, in the Zoom room. But yeah. Oh, welcome.
Totally okay to also just watch us on YouTube right now. If you leave us questions there, we will get to them at the end. We will not forget about you. So if you're worried about like not being able to ask us questions, just leave it in the YouTube chat box for us, and either me or Violet at the end will go to it and just make sure you haven't um we haven't missed any questions because we do tend to like do a quick sweep at the end as well. So wherever you're watching, please do know that. Milka, my first time in the webinar, excited to be here. Really nice to meet you, Milka. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I apologize, and you can correct me when you're here in person. You guys can come say hi and let me know. Alrighty, so let's get this started. For those that are new, it's the formatting is we're just going to go through some PowerPoint slides. I'll talk a lot about my experience, how it was for me to go to my visa interview years ago. Um, a lot hasn't changed, so we will kind of talk about it. Our colleague, JJ, he also was an international student before, but unfortunately he couldn't be here with us today. Um, but yeah, he always has a lot of good like nuggets as well, but you can always watch that on our YouTube. We, all right, I'm gonna go full screen. Can you guys see my screen okay?
I can't see it currently.
Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. Because I'm not doing it right.
Somebody asked in the Q&A, is there a gym on campus? There is, and you get access to that by being a student. So yeah,
Yep, and it's free, so that's always nice.
yeah, we have all kinds of facilities here. If you want to go work out at the gym, if you want to play sports for fun, all kinds of fun things.
Indoor track, outdoor track. We have like a lot of like places where you can play volleyball, basketball,
Pickleball.
pickleball, baseball, table tennis, all that fun stuff. So it's pretty big. All right, so kind of coming back into the topic for today is going to be visa prep. So for today, we're going to focus on how do you pay your CVIS I-901 fee, why it's important, scheduling your visa interview, and preparing for your visa interview. We will be spending a lot of time on the prepping for your visa interview versus the first two. The first two bullet points on the agenda, those can also be found on your KIC portal, detailed instructions, what to do, where to go. So if we don't spend a lot of time on that today, just know that you can always go to your KIC portal and kind of scroll through and get those instructions as well. So you have your I-20. I'm going to assume that everyone here that's joined us today already has their I-20 or has already submitted their I-20 request because the deadline has long passed. But I'm going to go into it with the assumption that you guys all have your I-20s. Now, in order for you to be able to submit your DS, like go in and submit your DS 160, you will have to pay your CVIS I-901 fee. The CVIS I-901 fee is important in a sense that it helps the government, the US government, track and know exactly what university you're at, what university you want to study at. And it will kind of be a way for us to keep track and record of your entirety of your university career. So when you're here in the US and you are like doing your bachelor's, it will help us track and say, oh, okay, this student has like um, completed 2 years, 3 years. Again, you're not paying this to us, you're paying this to the government to be able to kind of say like, okay, you're interested in coming to our university. So when you get your I-20, you will see on your I-20, you'll see a little section that says CVIS ID. That is your personal CVIS ID code and it's unique to you. So the first thing we want you to do once you have your I-20, before you schedule your visa appointment, is submit this fee. So as you can see, the link is on the screen. It's a $350 payment, which is valid for 12 months. This is important to note because let's say, unfortunately, you went for your visa interview this in July and you didn't get accepted and you're scheduling your appointment for for the spring semester because you deferred, you do not have to pay it again because it's valid for 12 months, right? So when you're rescheduling for spring 2026 and you, let's say, schedule your appointment for December, it's still okay because it's still on track to be within that 12-month time frame. So just keep this in mind. Your CVIS ID is very important. Just make sure it is exactly as it appears on your I-20 when you put it down on this website, your last name, your first name, your date of birth. Very important. Once you submit it and you pay that $350 payment, it's going to show a receipt for you. I highly encourage you to screenshot that receipt or right click, save it to your laptop, your phone, wherever you can. You will need it later, so just make sure you have that receipt safe. After that, after that you pay the $350 fee payment, amazing, great job. You're gonna go ahead and look for a US embassy or consulate near you. And you're gonna complete the DS-160 form, which is the online non-immigrant visa application. The keyword here is non-immigrant. Just keep that in mind as we move forward towards the rest of the slides. You are going to be paying a $185 visa fee. If you get your visa the first time, amazing. If you have to go back again for a second interview, you will have to pay that $185 visa fee again. So just keep that in mind as you're, prepping on finances, what you need to pay, because these are all excluded and not included in your I-20. So just make sure you're keeping track of these expenses that are going to come up as you're kind of looking into scheduling your visa appointment. But this is the screenshot of what the DS-160 page looks like. A few things to remember when you're filling out your DS-160 is you need to set aside at least 90 minutes to complete the DS-160. I encourage you to make sure that you have good Wi-Fi. You're in a space where you can concentrate and focus on filling out the information because you need to make sure that everything on there is 100% accurate. You do not want any like errors on there, any mistakes, because it is a long form. Because again, we're asking you to set aside at least 90 minutes. So this means that you're going to have to be very careful when you're reading the questions, making sure you're answering truthfully and transparently. So I encourage you to find a spot away from everyone. Just let your family members know, like, hey, I'm doing something really important. Just like let me kind of be, close your door and just kind of focus on this. Prepare a photo for the DS-160 before you begin filling your application, which means, um, which is essentially the requirements are like exactly like your passport photo. So whatever dimensions and stuff that you would need for your passport photo is very similar to what the DS-160 photo requirements are. If you are curious, when you go to this previous page here, you'll also find a little tab on there that says, oh, photo requirements, and you can kind of make note of that as well. But as you're preparing, doing your DS-160 and filling it out, you will come across a question in the DS-160 which says US point of contact. This is the one question that we get a lot from students when it comes to filling out their DS-160 is we'll get emails and be like, I don't know what to put here. I don't know anybody in the US. I don't have anybody. Like, what do I do? Take a screenshot of this right now or take a picture with your phone. This is exactly what you want to put down when you're filling out your DS-160. Your US point of contact, the name when it says you do not know. The reason why we say not to put a name on the little form on there is the US point of contact information is for the Center and Border, like Border Patrol, Border Control. When you're coming into the US and you go through the Customs and Border Patrol, if something comes up and they need to like confirm something with the university, they will call this number here, which is again why essentially why we say, hey, put exactly this. But the reason why we say to choose do not know is because let's say you put me down, let's say you put down PJ, and they call the office and they ask for PJ, but I'm not in the office. That's a problem because it's going to be very crucial that they talk to somebody. And the reason why we say we would ask you to put do not know is if they call and say, hey, we need to talk to somebody about this student that's here, so and so, we need to confirm something, then if I'm not here, they can go to Violet, or if Violet's not here, they can go to JJ, if not Alyssa, just there's a lot of us in the office, and we want to make sure that you get the help you need if it comes to it, which is why just choose do not know. It's kind of it. Organization name again, Minnesota State University Mankato. Relationship to, you'll just put down school official. That's our address, phone number. Just make sure you put the correct phone number and our email as well. And again, if you have any questions, just leave it in the Q&A, but I'm going to quickly kind of move forward. After you've done, after you filled out your DS-160, it will ask you to kind of select an interview time and just go ahead and do that. I know that there are some countries right now that may not fully have like resumed a lot of openings for visa interviews, but just make sure you're checking constantly and hopefully you can get an interview for a time that works best for you and the term that you're coming here for. But we also know that it's a little bit tricky right now. Now, preparing for your visa interview, what do you need to bring? Your I-20 printed and signed. I think signed needs to be bolded and underlined, but it's very important that you sign it. If you don't sign it, it's not like official. So once you get your I-20 and you've printed it, just make sure you sign it and you date it. Your passport, obviously, your SEVIS I-901 fee receipt, which is going to be this receipt here that we asked you to save earlier. You're going to want to keep a copy of that, print it out with you, and take it with you. The reason why we say this is sometimes if the system doesn't fully update, then it might not show on their end that you paid this. But if you have the receipt in person, you can say, hey, I actually paid it and show it to them, just so there's no other issues or anything like that. We just want to play it safe, you know? Photo for visa. So which is the DS-160, like the photo that we asked you to take. You're gonna upload that on here at the towards the end, but for some reason, if it doesn't let you upload it, just take those photos with you. Admissions letter from MSU. I'm gonna hope that you can access and download your accept admissions letter just fine now. If for some reason, if you have issues, just email us at international@mnsu.edu and we can take a look at it, but more likely than not, you guys should already have access to it. Academic transcripts from your previous study, so this could be your high school transcripts. Proof of English proficiency, which is, again, if you took Duolingo, IELTS, TOEFL, whatever you did, just take a copy of that with you. And documentation of ties to your home country. I think this is a little vague, but if your family has a business, if you already have a job letter from job offer that you're going back to, anything like that, if you have some tangible proof of it, something that you can see, take it with you. I'm gonna quickly stop sharing my screen for a second. Violet, do you have any tips for the students at all so far?
Um, I would say to just continue to be very honest on the things that you supply to the US government and just, cross-check the checklist, make sure you've got everything with you. And if you have any questions, a great place to go again is your international portal. We try and keep a lot of resources really handy there so that you can just go straight to the portal, get the information that you need. And if you can't find it there, you can email us international@mnsu.edu. So just know you have support. And if you have questions, let us know.
Thank you, Violet. Okay, these are some helpful resources for you before we head to the questions that we ask you to practice. These are some very, very helpful places you can go and take a look at. So Argo Visa, they have a YouTube channel and they have a bunch of YouTube playlists with very helpful questions and answers, how to bring up some certain points. It's free and it's already on YouTube, so go ahead and take a look at those as you're prepping for it. The US Department of State also has a little blog that kind of goes over visa interview, how to prep for it, what to bring and highlight in your interviews. NAFSA's top 10 visa points to remember is also very important. Essentially, all of these are very important for you as you're preparing for your visa interview. The last one is a free visa prep session that you can do with a current student at MSU. It's a 30-minute slot, and it's free, and you will be talking to a current international student here that's gone through that visa process, and they will kind of talk to you about what they said, what advice they have, what recommendations they have. And this is a free resource, but again, we do cap it at 3 times. So if you're still waiting on your visa interview and you want to talk to a current student and get advice from them, this is a good place to start. We do have very limited availability. And one thing I do want to highlight is if you sign up for a slot, please show up for it. Because if you don't show up for a slot and we have the student here, it's a waste of their time because nobody showed up when they could be working on something else here at the office. So if you are going to sign up for the visa prep, just make sure you show up. Just make sure if you're unable to join us or if you cannot make it, make sure you communicate that with us so that we know on our end that we don't need to have a student worker doing any sessions that day. Yeah, we have these resources for you guys, and we want you to be prepared for your visa interview, and we want to make sure we're giving you the support that you need, but we also would encourage you to kind of communicate with us if something comes up and you're not able to make it. So a few things I am going to bring up is, so here's 6 questions that this is literally what we ask students to kind of prep for. And the reason why we say 6 questions is because this hits a lot of different points that you might want to bring up at the visa interview. So a few of the questions that we have here is, why do you want to study in the US and at this university? What are your academic goals in the US? Take a picture of it if you want. But again, you can always rewatch this on YouTube later. Did you apply to any other schools? Who will be paying for your studies? What are your plans after you finish school? And your ties to your home country. The ties to your home country is very, very, very important. So what is the motivation? What is your motivation to return after completing your education? Now, remember earlier I was talking about how you're going to fill out a non-immigrant visa application. And the reason why I say that is because the non-immigrant visa application basically means you're coming to the US just for a specific reason, for a specific period of time, and you're not planning to overstay your visa. If you were doing an immigrant visa, it would be a very different scenario, right? So I do have a little section here in a different slide that kind of highlights a lot of that as well. And then when it comes to, hold on. I can't find anything today. It's still too early for me, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to show you guys a couple things here, just because I want you guys to be prepared. And I know there's a little section on this other slide about answers that you might want to give. So, okay. All right, can you see it okay? Kind of, sort of.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so important terms to remember: immigrant visa, non-immigrant visa, and F1 visa. The immigrant visa is a visa issued to a person to immigrate to the US to become a lawful permanent citizen, which you're not doing. So a non-immigrant visa is a temporary visa for a person to be in the US for a specific purpose and a specific amount of time, which is what your F1 visa is under. So the F1 visa is a non-immigrant visa type with a specific purpose, which is to study, I hope, which is why you're coming here for a specific duration of your specific duration of time, which would be the duration of your programs. If you're doing a bachelor's, that's usually 4 years. If you're doing a master's, that's usually 2 years. And again, there's some benefits with doing your undergraduate or your master's degree here as well, of course, with OPT and stuff like that. But that's stuff that you don't need to know now. We will talk about it when you're here during orientation. Now, back to visa prep. I will say here, ties to your home country is a very important point, and the reason why I say this is because visa officers will not directly ask you this. Sometimes they might, sometimes they will say like, oh, well, what are your plans after you graduate? Which is your cue to answer exactly what you answer, to a point of you saying like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the US to get my degree for this X reason, and then I'm gonna come back to my home country and I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z, which is exactly what you're here for, right? So you need to identify your ties before your interview. I know some people can be really nonchalant and you want to go with the flow, but that can backfire. So show the visa officer your plans to leave the US and go back to your home country. Um, so a lot of these could be family and friends. If you have children back home, or if you have family members that you have to like be with or take care of, if you have a family business that you're going back to, career opportunities. Do you already have a job offer? Do you have a um, location in your home country that you want to work at, and that's why you're coming to the US to get your degree so that you can go back and apply for that position because it gives you that edge. Continuing education. Are you going to go back to your home country and continue with your master's after you've done your bachelor's here? A lot of reasons, but again, your reasons are personal to you. I can kind of say, hey, this is how I would answer it. But again, that's not my story to tell. Your story is your story. Just like how my story was mine when I went to get my visa interview. But before I went for my visa interview, I did make it a point to make sure that I practiced my answers. I was confident in my answers. Was I nervous? Obviously, I was very nervous. I was very scared. And but what I did do was practice. So a lot of times what I would do is I would record it on my phone. So I would, if you have someone that can help you with it, which is even better, I didn't know who else to ask. So what I personally did before I went for my interview is I would just turn on voice memos and I would say why do you want to study in the US? I would answer that, record my answer, and then listen back to it, which really helped because I noticed that sometimes when I answered questions, I would say a lot of like, so a lot of fillers, which didn't make me sound as confident because it made me sound like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still trying to, I don't know what I'm thinking. So that helped me. If you have someone that you can practice with, even better because they can actively give you feedback as you're doing it. But this system also works because it worked for me. What are your academic goals in the US? What's your program? Why did you choose that program? Because there has to be a reason why you chose it, right? Um, my undergraduate degree was in psychology. Um, and I knew why I wanted to do psychology. Do you know why you want to do your program? That's an important question, not just for your visa interview, but for yourself. Do you know why? Are you just like doing it because everyone else is doing it, which is fine. But what about it has that edge that you can highlight? If you say IT, why IT? It's things like that that you need to really like sit down and think about. I also encourage you to like just grab a paper and pen and look at these questions and make bullet points on your notebook, just being like, well, why do I want to study in the US at this university? I like their research facility. I like their something about our university, because why did you pick our university? If you have friends here or family here that told you to apply here and you did that, that's a totally reasonable answer too, because you have community here already. But you need to be honest and truthful about it. If you just memorize answers off of ChatGPT, it shows. You can tell. Um, and a lot of times, like Violet's probably also seen it, right? And I've
Yeah.
seen it too. When students use ChatGPT for answers, we can tell. It's very obvious, and you're not fooling anyone. So while ChatGPT is a very helpful tool, which again, I completely understand, but if you're just gonna like ask ChatGPT for an answer and memorize that and then say it at the interview, just know that it's not going to come off as authentic as you want it to, and it's not going to make you sound prepared to come study in the US. So, just a few points. That sounded kind of lectury. I didn't mean it to be lectury.
It's true though, like what we want to hear is you in your own voice. That's what people are looking for a lot of the times. It's like, you know, you might think, oh, I should, make ChatGPT say this for me, but like honestly, people would just prefer to hear it from your own authentic voice, even if that means it's not grammatically perfect or anything. Like we want to hear your own voice.
Yeah, yeah, we want your story. So, who will be paying for your studies? This is going to be your sponsor, whoever your sponsor is. What are your plans after you finish school? What do you want to do? Do you want to go back and start a business? Do you want to go back and help your family? Like anything like that. But again, the biggest thing is whenever you're answering, you always want to add an element of this is what I'm going to do when I'm back. I'm doing this X, Y, and Z because it will help me achieve ABC, like something that makes that connection. So I'm gonna go back to full screen now. Sorry, I just realized I wasn't. Okay. Again, here, like I said before, just keep these things in mind. Preparing for your visa interview. Day of your visa interview, you will go through a security checkpoint. Your interview will be in English, so just be mindful and prepared to answer in English completely. We also encourage you to leave your technology like your phone and laptop outside the embassy with your friends and family members. And as you go through security, I encourage you to actually show up early for your appointments. If your appointment's at like 8 a.m., I would encourage that you show up earlier. I know that for some people, it's like we run on a different time, quote unquote. But for your visa interview, you do want to make sure you're on time. In American culture, I've noticed that everybody shows up on time, actually earlier than the time. And Alyssa, our director, likes to say, like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're already late. She says this a lot during our visa prep webinars. And so I'm just gonna echo that. Be on time. Your visa interview will be in English. The security checkpoint is when it could take some time, which is why I would tell you to show up early because everybody has to go in a line. You have to like put everything in a basket. So all of your belongings, which is also why we don't encourage you to pack a lot. Just take what you need. I always tell students to take like a little folder like this with all of your documents in there, printed, signed. And then when you go through a security checkpoint, this is just going to be what you're going to take inside and then whatever you have. And then they give you a number for your stuff later. And then you go into the actual embassy for your interview. It's going to be at a stand-up window like the one you see, the photo that you see on the screen right now. Um, it looks a little scary, but it's gonna go by so fast. My interview went by so fast. I think it was 2 minutes to 3 minutes, not even three, I want to say. But I blinked and it was done. So it's scary, but just kind of get familiar with this photo a little bit as well. It'll help you like prep yourself. Have your documents organized. Give them to the consular officer when they ask you. So they'll say, hey, give me your I-20 and your passport. You'll do that. If they want something else, it's all in here because you're prepared. You're organized. So you'll have everything in here. You'll know where things are. Some other things that we do get asked is, well, what do I wear to my interview? Don't wear ripped jeans. Don't wear crop tops. Yeah, I always urge students to like kind of dress a little conservative. Wear something simple, wear something plain, clean, brush your
No
hair.
holes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no holes. Actually, like dress like you would if we're gonna go see your grandma. If you were gonna go see your grandparents, how you dress exactly, I would say like just dress like that. I remember I just wore like a plain white t-shirt and jeans and Converse. Again, very simple. Just make sure it's clean, take a shower, brush your hair, eat a good meal beforehand. The reason why we say this is sometimes you could be standing there in line for a little while and they don't have food inside the embassy, obviously. They will have water fountains most of the time, but even then, I'm not 100% sure if all embassies will do. So eat a good meal beforehand so you're not hungry because being hungry can affect your performance. I know it's a quick interview, but sometimes just being hungry, at least that's the thing with me. I cannot focus if I'm hungry. I get hangry. And I think Violet's kind of seen me be a little hangry before. Oh, make sure
Yeah,
you eat
it's
a good
real
meal.
though.
It's
Yeah.
real, yeah. I get really irritable and I'm just angry because I'm hungry. So just make sure you eat a good meal. Final reminder, relax. Visa interviews are only 2 to 3 minutes in length. You'll blink and it'll be over. Remember to speak calm and be concise. Practice these questions. Practice it with somebody else. Have them give you feedback. And then, like, it'll be okay. It'll be over so soon, guys. Um, and then once you get your visa, because I know all of you guys are gonna get it, um, fall 2025 orientation is going to be in line. So attendance is mandatory. Orientation dates are Monday, August 18th through Friday, August 22nd, and you want to arrive on or before August 17th, 2025, so you're ready to check in on Monday, August 18th. The first day to enter the US is July 19th, 2025, so just keep that in mind. These are some of our peer mentors that you see on the screen right now. These are photos of our current international students who welcome our new international students. And they're there that entire week to help you get to places on campus, different offices. They're there to be a helpful resource for you. And this is also a great time to meet community, like students from your country, connect with students from other countries. But again, they're here to help you out. So I know they're very excited to meet you. I know we're all very excited to meet you guys as well. So, yeah, these are not the correct dates, so I'm gonna stop sharing. And then we can kind of go through questions as well. I do want to make sure. If you guys have any other questions, please do add it in here. As of right now, I am going to look at some of the questions. I think you guys have some good questions. So All right. What would be the best answer to why do you choose Minnesota State University Mankato? Okay, like I said before, this is a very personal question and a very personal, not a question, a very personal answer. What made you see Minnesota State Mankato and say, you know what, I actually do want to go here? Again, like I said before, if it's because you have friends and family here that go here, that's fine. That's a good answer. But it's important that you're honest about it. And Violet, anytime if you want to chime in, please do. Um, my interview is at the end of this month for fall 2025. What would you advise me to do or just take the risk and attend?
I would say you should definitely go for your interview that you have scheduled. It's wonderful that you were able to get one before the fall semester. If something should happen and it doesn't go as planned and you don't get your visa, you can defer to our following semester and set up another appointment and try again. So, um, I would say just give it a moment, take a deep breath, go to the interview, see how it goes, and we can help you defer if you have to.
Yeah, at a time where visa interviews are hard to come by right now, I don't recommend canceling it. You do have time to prepare for it because it's only the beginning of July. You have enough time to prep for it. If you already have your I-20 and you have your interview, honestly, just attend. You're gonna be fine. What date should we put on the I-20 while signing? The day that you receive it is the day that you're supposed to sign and date it, and that's what I would do personally. And then getting hyped for my interview. It's really helpful tip for me because I've been working on taking fillers out of my speech. And even for this interview, it's tomorrow, and these are really helpful last minute prep.
Good luck tomorrow. That's so
Good luck,
exciting.
I know, very exciting. Again, be confident, be you, be honest, and be transparent about what you're doing, and you're gonna be fine. Let us know if you get your visa, though. I would love to know if you do. That would be very helpful for us to know as well. Okay, I was gonna look
Any
at.
other questions? I don't see any on YouTube.
Okay, that's good. We've been doing a lot of visa prep sessions, so
Yeah, it's that season. I can't believe we're gonna see you all next month.
literally though, my goodness, I was gonna.
Okay, so I previously got denied.
Oh wait, Violet, I think your audio's cutting
Is
out.
that coming through on your end?
Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Okay, I was just answering or going to bring up one of the questions in the chat, which was I previously got denied under Section 214B on the 23rd of June outside my home country, and there are no dates available in my country, and I still want to try again, or should I defer? Um, so, um, PJ, do you have any advice specific to this denial reason at all?
So, 214B, which is intent. Yes. So, I would honestly see if you're able to get a visa interview for fall 2025. Although, please do keep in mind that you have to be here during orientation. So, if you feel like because there's no visa appointments available right now or like no dates available, if you feel like there might be another opening, maybe mid-July or end of July, you can definitely wait it out. However, if you are not able to get a visa interview on time for you to be able to make it here and for orientation August 18th, I would encourage you to defer. If you see an opening, just keep checking for now until end of July. And if you can get an opening, amazing, that's wonderful. You'll still have a little bit of time, at least like 2 weeks to, like get your stuff together, get your tickets and all of that. But if it doesn't seem possible for that to happen, I would encourage you to defer. Deferring is a very simple process. It's very quick. Our instructions are available on our website as well. You can also email us and we can send you the step-by-step instructions on how to defer. But again, it's already available on our website as well. But yeah, we're very sorry to hear that, Jude. But again, I'm hoping that this time it's going to be uh everything's gonna work, and I'm gonna knock on wood for you. A little superstitious. Alrighty. So, and you said there's no questions on YouTube?
Nope.
All right. Okay. Just final call for some other questions. If not, you guys can always go to our YouTube and rewatch this live if you need more advice, or anything like that. Otherwise, we do have, that's what I was gonna do. I just remembered. What's today? July 7th?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna share my screen one last time. Okay. So today we had our visa prep session. We have a what to do if your visa is denied session on July 16th. Oh my gosh, which is literally next Wednesday. And then we have a final visa prep session July 25th. And then August 7th is going to be the end of our pre-arrival series, which is going to be an orientation overview. We have a couple more Instagram lives left. So July 11th and July 23rd, we will have a couple more Instagram lives. All of these information is available on your pre-arrival calendar. If you're an accepted student, which I'm assuming all of you guys are, you will have received a downloadable and clickable calendar in your email. So please keep an eye out for that. I think we also have a question. For the I-20, do I sign my signature or just put down my name? It does say to sign it, but either or. All right. No questions on. All right. I mean, we are almost at time, so we're probably going to end a little bit early today. We hope you have a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us for our sessions today. We're excited to see you at the next ones, and we're also very excited to meet you during orientation. But have a good day, have a good